Okay, we are live. We're live again finally. It's good to be back. It's really good to be back. This is awesome. Let's see. Okay, if we have anybody in the chat room, please type anything in the chat box just so I know we're working. Okay, good. That works. Trying to get everything working again. All right. All right. So, like I said, it is good to be back. Really happy to be back. And, if you are on the stream, please just post something up in the chat. Just hello, hi, whatever it is. So, we're going to recap just a little bit. I believe we had left off on, what was it, June 25th. I think it was June 25th, yeah. So we ended up closing out from when we started till the big break in between. We were 65-4. We had 30 straight green trades with no red trades. And I think we went like a month or two or whatever in between a red trade. So we're looking to do the same thing here. Again, starting back up on the 27th. We had moved our location. Expected to be out of action for about a week. Ended up being a month. One thing we did not plan on was the snail's pace things go at with the COVID. You say, hey, we need a whatever installed. Oh, well, it's going to be 2 weeks before we get that because, with the COVID, everything's with the COVID. So a lot of supply chains are I'd say cracked. They're not broken, but they're cracked. So it is, it's making things a little tough. well, if you try and do almost anything, you want to go to motor vehicle, for instance. It's, some states are closed completely. Some states are by appointment only. Um, so there's some weird stuff going on with it, but we'll deal with it. We'll get through it, and we'll come out on the other side better, bigger, stronger, because we always do. At least I hope so. A little crazy out there right now, but I have faith. I have a lot of faith in this country, a lot of faith in the people that are part of this country. And I think at the end of the day, everybody wants a good life, and that usually wins. So today, unfortunately, there's not much going on. This is going to be a scanner day. Maybe we can pick up on some. Maybe we can pick up on some circuit breakers, or some hot stocks that are popping throughout the day. The only one that has any possibility that I can see today is SCKT. They have some. They have some new product. So some sort of scanner product for retail, primarily retail. I guess like doing inventory and stuff. So that was a big pop for them. But I don't know. I don't know if that's enough to put this thing up over the edge. You know what I mean? But we'll see. It might be a little something. We have a few lines that we want to look at here. Ideally, it's a bit stretched out right now. It's up like 165% or whatever. So that's pretty far. So ideally, what we'd like to see this thing do is pull back, almost retrace, pull back to $1.74, 75, 76, somewhere in that range. And if it pulls back there, definitely a spot where I'd be jumping in personally. That's a good spot. That's a real good spot, I think, anyway. But we'll see. That may change as the day goes on. And then we have, if it does trigger at that $1.74, 5, 6 range, then you have some stops along the way you can look at. Now you might get a small pop out of it, up to $1.90. You might get up to the 215 mark. Hey, you might even get all the way up as high as the 409 mark. Right now the high for it in pre-market is 406, and 406 is a real stretch right now with that. But it's holding through the pre-market, so that's pretty good. It came down to one of our lines here at 315. So if you were in pre-market, you get this thing around 315, which is a really nice spot. As you can see, you've got resistance and you've got support. That's a nice spot. That may be a spot to look at as this stock opens. 315 might be. If you want to get in and out for a very quick scalp, that's what you might want to look at. Anybody in the room, just say a little hello or something. I need to see if our chat function is working. It's almost like starting over again, trying to get all this stuff working again. Yeah, this one here, like I say, it's got to do a bit of a retracement. That's SCKT. It's got some news. The share number is right. The float number is right, and the volume's insane. The yeah, the float is, I think, 4.7 million, and the volume is 18 million. So this one could really rock and roll. So we got to wait and see what happens. Let's see here. Yeah, so we've got two possibilities on this one. This one can, and like I had said, there's not a lot of quality on the scanner today. Literally, this is the only one that passes the test. That's the only one that passes the test. So other stocks may run and go, but nothing else is passing the test. So, hey, Kay Kennedy, how you doing, kiddo? Hopefully we can make some money on this crappy SCKT stock today. Well, I'm picking on that one stock. Really what I mean is that just a crappy market, man. There's not much to choose from here. I'm excited to be back, and really pumped about it. And I come back to this one stock. One stock passes the test, but sometimes that's all you need in a day. So what we're talking about is having this thing almost retrace back to the $1.73,456 range. That's the green line up here. All right, so we're talking about a retracement on this. It's stretched out pretty far at about 165% of a gap, which is pretty high. It may have made its entire move already, or it may have a little move left in it. However, there's two ways you can look at this one. This is a pretty important area right here. This 315 area. This is a support and resistance area, which is a little more recent history. And back down here in the $1.74-75 range, that's a little more lengthy history, which usually has more teeth, the lengthy history. So we'll see what happens with this. But, if you're looking to get in and make a quick pop, you might be able to get in around the 315-ish range. Ride it up to the 350, 360, 370, maybe up to $4. Who knows? Or you might want to wait for the retracement down to the dollar, where I would feel much more comfortable with if it gets there. If it doesn't get there, I don't care. Although I have to admit, I am human. I'm anxious to make a trade. This is the longest I've gone without making a trade, and I can't even remember. It's a month. It's literally a month. So, if it gets down to this range, this 174, 75, 73, 74, 75, 76, in that area, then you get your stops along the way as it comes back up. So it really depends on how the stock is moving at the time, depending where you're going to get out. You do have a lot of big gap area right in between here, the 250-ish to the 315 area. So, we're going to see what happens. So, yeah, like I was saying, I don't know if you heard me. I can't believe how long it took to get back going, because with the move, I kind of underestimated how long things were going to take. Normally, would have been no problem at all. But when you call up, and I pre-called on things before anything happened. Um, but when you call up and they say, "Well, yeah, your internet access, we can get that set up for you in about 2.5 weeks." Why so long? Answer for everybody is COVID, COVID-19, COVID in these uncertain times, blah, blah, blah. So everything that you do, my God, everything went at a snail's pace. Everything took 3-4 times longer than it normally would. Even getting equipment that I needed was, it was more of the same. So it just took forever. So sorry about that. It's driving me crazy too. I wanted to get back in action here much much quicker. You lose your finger on the pulse of the market. So I'll admit my actual current market chops are a little bit off. However, the type of trading I do, you can look at this stuff, whenever you want. It really doesn't matter. You cannot be trading ever in your whole life. And you can look at this, and it really doesn't matter that much what the current trend is. So, it has some effect, but not a tremendous effect. Not a tremendous effect at all. But the only one today really is this one, SCKT. I'm very disappointed about that. I was hoping for like 4, get some real excitement, some action going. But, yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. Mara is an outside possibility. MARA. I didn't even put it on the list because Mara's got a history of popping and dropping, and it's I've got a real love-hate relationship with Mara. So I'm not a big fan of Mara for the most part. But Mara, see, here's part of what I don't like. Here it is trading at $1.10, and then pop $1.66 in like probably less than a minute with no volume, really. I mean, I don't really trust this stock. Nicest way I can say it is a lot of people use this stock as their own little kind of piggy bank. I think a lot of companies do as their own little piggy bank. The other thing too is they just recently did an initial public offering and made like $6 million off of it. And those public offerings most of the time will drive a stock down. And that was, I think, 3 or 4 days ago. So, let's see. Yeah, here it is. Perfect. Right here. It was on the 23rd because the news for that came out on the 23rd. Yep, 23rd. So it opened at $1.12 and it closed at 96 cents. So it did a pop and a drop. It did go to a high of $1.20. So, you weren't going to make money that day. So I don't know about making money on it today. I've had a real love-hate relationship with Mara over the years. But it really gives you, like, usually this stock, for the most part, is going to give you, ballparkish of about, 50, 60 cents a day, when it's in the news, when it's trending, it's going to go about $1 a day. So far today, it's gone from, what did I say, $1, well, we'll say $1. From $1 up to $1.66. So it went 66 cents. So it kind of made its normal move for the day already in the pre-market that it's going to make. But I would still keep an eye on it. Just put it on a thumbnail chart somewhere and keep an eye on it and see if it does anything. Who else? There was something else that was in. Oh yeah, Riot. This one's coming back to make a little bit of noise. I don't really see anything at the moment with Riot that's gonna really get me very excited here. It's got a fairly decent move up going on right here. Going back to March, it's been slowly advancing upwards and now consolidating since around second week of June. It's kind of been in this range, consolidating in this range. So right now it's trading at 263. So it's kind of like at the top of its range that it's been trading in the last, let's say, month. So you might want to wait for this one to pull back down to somewhere around, 205, 210, somewhere around that ballpark, $2, and maybe do a little ride up on a range, up to, possibly 250. Might be able to, do a little something there. But, and that's the only one that's even possibly close. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Wait. We have a new kid on the block here. Any, which is trading now at $394. It's had quite a move this morning, a little bit after 9 o'clock. Went from 348 all the way up to 449. Now we got a little flag with some, looks like possible consolidation going here. I'd look for it. First area of interest to get over would be somewhere around 415. And then if it can get up to the high of the day in the pre-market, if it can get up to that 469, then I'd really be interested in it. But it's got to get there. Definitely got to get there. So there's one I might be able to take a look at. I'm just going to mark it down as a thumbnail. We're going to look at it around 415 and then again at 469. So you got to be careful with that 415. It can't just, pop over to 415. It can't just a little tweak. It's got to be a, like here, for instance, how this type of candle looks. You see this line here? And you see this candle in its entirety. Whoops. Oh boy. Whoops. Oh boy. I'm going crazy. See, I'm out of practice. So you see this candle in its entirety is over that mark. In its entirety. All right. So that's what you want. Because even if you bought on the next candle, it opened to 418 and went up as high as 433, so you could still make some money on that. All right. There's going to be people that are going to say, yeah, but if you bought this one, you may got up to 469. Yeah, for a second, a hot second, it got there, and most people are not going to make the move and sell it right there. They're going to end up back somewhere around down here at 420 something or 410 or 415, and say, gee, I wish I would have sold it up there. So anyway, that's just how that would go. Seen it a bajillion times. And that's it. That is really it. I mean, the cupboard is bare this morning. Easter's got a little bit of a move going on. They're sometimes good for a little pop, but, they're not really showing a lot as far as volume goes. So that's pretty much it, man. That's it. We'll see what happens. The wagon we're hitching our horse to today, or at least I am, is SCKT. Let's see what happens. Now it looks like we got a market open coming up in about 3.5 minutes. That's awesome. Let's see here. There we go. Just setting some lines up on my trading platform, the one that I actually trade from. Computer's making funny noises. Like it's going to do that thing where it decides to stop working. Where everything locks up. Which shouldn't be, because I did a nice, fresh, clean restart on it. Made sure everything was good before we started here. So, we'll see though. It's a whole new ball game. Okay, here we go. And they're off. see if we got anything popping here that's worth looking at. That what do you call it? That WHLM. That, I don't know. That kind of worries me a little bit. I mean, it might have a nice run, but there's nothing anywhere that shows any good at all about this stock if you're going purely technical. And technicals aren't always right, you know, so. But, yeah. Definitely not for me. I'd rather just sit on the sidelines and watch. Let's see, Riot was the other one. Ooh, SCKT making an early move. A little pop here. That WHLM actually is in a circuit breaker halt right now, it looks like. Yeah, circuit breaker at 981. It did have some volume flood in there. Not a tremendous amount, but I don't know. That one just seems like it to me. It just seems like it's being the victim of some manipulation right now. I mean, it shot up like $10 in the pre-market with, you know, 1/4 of a share of volume. It seemed like. So I don't know. We will see. We shall see. Yeah, that went into a circuit breaker at 9:32 and 23 seconds. So 9:37 and 23 seconds, it will be coming out. So, circuit breaker rules. First one. The first circuit breaker, generally, whatever direction it's going in, about 75% of the time it will continue to go in that direction. The second one about 50% of the time. So now it becomes truly like gambling, 50-50. Third one about 25% of the time it's going to continue in the same direction. That's really gambling. That's doing the long shot. So if you're ever going to do a circuit breaker and you feel strong about the stock, you want to do the first halt. You want to get in on the first halt to have an opportunity. All right, so SCKT is going in the other direction now. Mara did its little tiny pop and then dropped back down, and now it's just flatlined. It's doing nothing. Riot, same thing. Tiny pop in the open, drop down, and now that's also flatlined. Okay, the only circuit breaker so far was that WHLM stock. I'm not very familiar with either. I'm not even sure who they are or what they do. Not that that matters really a lot. I don't really care much what they do, or I just care about their technicals. But still, like, I have no sense of really who they are. But just looking at their chart is really like, it's a scary chart, man. It really is. It's a very untrusting chart. Okay, now you got to start thinking about decisions a little bit. Decision-making time. Not quite there yet, but it's getting closer. Getting closer to here. Getting closer to that 315 number. And that's a number that's shown some, some characteristics of being a good spot to buy the stock. I gotta say though, it's really good to be back doing this. I felt like a project supervisor for the last month. Man, just so many details. Ugh. Hurts my brain. Let's keep an eye on Riot for the moment. If you have it on a thumbnail, just take a peek at it. It's showing positive, action. If I can get up over 268, 270, it might be a player here. And it's getting there. But let's see what it does when it gets there. It's got to break it. It's got to break this this 268. It's got to break it, into the low 270s. Or that just might be dollar repellent right there, that number, the 268. Unfortunately, my first shot through here today is not going to be a long day. Still have a multitude of things on the list to accomplish so I can continue trading. And probably not a bad day to call it early either so far. That's what it looks like anyway. Yeah, we gotta see, man. Gotta see what our brethren in the marketplace can do for us. Sub WHLM went against the odds. And it opened at 956. You opened at 956, went to a high 970, and is now, and then circuit breaker again at 939. I mean the time, 939. just reopened again and still going down. So, yeah, this is definitely stock that I would have to refer to as manipulated. All right, Riot breaking the 268 number, trying to be strong. Trying to do it. Hovering. It's a big number here. It, rolls across as a resistance number quite a bit, and also a support number too. So this is a big range right here. Oh, it wants to go. Riot wants to go badly. We got to see what happens though. There's a lot of people trying to push this one, but there's also, I'm sure, with Riot, there's a lot of short sellers too. I'm positive about that. Mara advancing a little bit too. But you know what? You just wait. You wait for the opportunity. Don't let the market dictate to you what you're going to do. You dictate to the market what you are going to do. Take what's available, get it and get out, and be green. Okay. See what happens here. And Riot for 273. I want to see what happens. It had some good indicators. And SCKT is slowly meandering. Slowly meandering downwards at the moment. is trying very hard. Very, very hard. I noticed the SPY is looking good today. Started out a little pullback and it's been on a nice gradual advance up, that's very positive. A gradual advance is so much more positive than a big snap, you know. Market's a little quiet. Not a whole lot going on. Very few circuit breakers. And that I will go forever saying that is the best indicator of a hot market, circuit breakers. That means that price action is just exploding everywhere, every sector, every type of stock. It doesn't matter. When you get a monster amount of circuit breakers, you got to be making money. You have to be. Much harder to make money in a market like this one. It's that very slow, gradual type of market. You have to be content with what it gives you. Look for range trades, things of that nature. But like I say, I'm a little bit out of touch, I guess, or out of feel with the feel of the overall market for the last month. Because I knew if I started paying attention for like, let me just look for a minute, I was going to be there for hours doing stuff. So I just stayed away. But the last few days I've been starting to examine the market again. Yeah. Then, like I said, a nice slow climb on the SPY, the Dow, all of that. It's great for our economy. Really good. Stinks for if you're a day trader, but it's great for the economy. So, but quite honestly, I'd rather see the economy growing. I could take less money if the economy's growing. I'm happy about that. I don't need all the money. I don't need everybody's money. As long as I'm making some, get my little piece, I'm fine. Oh, Mara's making its move. Look at that. Look at that. Go Mara. Yeah, Mara's moving up. SCKT is moving up. And the one I'm in right is just kind of laying there. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, back to even on right. See what it does. Can it break this number? Apparently not. Hovering around it. Oh, not quite hovering so much. Somewhere right in the area of 263 is my get out of Dodge number with Riot. I might let it go a little past there, but not too much past there. We'll see what happens, though. I'm not, calling it in yet. So SCKT, I may keep this one on watch for the next couple of days. See if it reaches those numbers that we were looking at earlier. So those numbers generally stay valid for a while. It so far doesn't look like they're going to get there today. Right, making a move. Let's hope it. Let's hope it lasts a little bit more than 2 cents. I was hoping to get about 290, 285, 290 out of this. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to have the chops today. You never know, man. You never know when that little surge is just going to pop up there on you. Okay, it's got to make some sort of pop after this little pullback here. If it doesn't, then I'm not going to hold out much hope for it. Because it started making its move up. And it should just be a should be a small pullback. And then an acceleration on the next candle or a drop back down. So let's see what happens. Yep, wrong way. Yep, could have went either way. Son of a gun. A little bit of action going on in SCKT. Very difficult one for me to say. I have to hesitate each time. I don't know why. But it's getting towards that first possibility of around 314, 315, 316. But it doesn't look very strong. Could possibly do a bounce there, though. Well, either Riot makes a move or in about 5 minutes I got to bail out of it no matter where it is. So I may go into protect mode here. With that in mind, that in about 5 minutes I got to stop trading. So Well, broke even on that one. I don't want to take the chance of it dropping too far below where I got in at 273, and then I'd have to wait for it to get back up there. Well, not much of a day today. Not much of a day today at all. All of the ones on the scanner, for the most part, didn't meet the criteria, and the one that didn't do anything. However, keep an eye out on it if you're going to be on here. Let's see here. Because there you go. Oh, excuse me. Waiting all morning for that sneeze. Yeah, 315 is a potential number of interest here. Definitely a potential number of interest, but not a real hard number, like the bottom one is that we talked about. The bottom one of $1.74. If it reaches there, I think we could do pretty good with it. But you may be able to, if it gets to this area, excuse me, somewhere between 320, 310, somewhere in that ballpark. If you're feeling saucy, you might get a pop up to 340, 350, 360. Possibly. Because it's gotten close here. It's gotten down to 321, I guess. And since then up to 337. So that right there is not a bad move, 321 to 337, not bad at all. So, it has potential, that's for sure. So just food for thought. If it hits this range where you want to get in, and you do get in, watch your VWAP. If it taps the VWAP, that might be all it has, because it doesn't have a lot of strength. I wouldn't expect this thing to get up to $4.10 or $7 or $9 or any of those big dollars. I don't think that's going to happen. But it definitely, I think, could give you a pop. But I wouldn't look for a lot. See, because here, if we really examine this, we have a range here from 341 to 362 or so. 341, 362. Now we have a range going on here in this section from 337 to 322. Now we could be developing a new range here. Oh. There it is. It's at the spot. What to do. So, this would be the spot if you're going to get in, if, you're feeling like, if you're feeling comfortable about it. If I was going to be here for a while, I'd probably get in on this and try and run it up from the 315 mark up to somewhere around 330, 335. Not a big hit, but I'd feel comfortable and safe making that move. But who knows? Who knows? Well, that's going to be a wrap for me. The projects are awaiting. Probably another week or two of this stuff, but at least we can come on for a little bit early. And, oh, yeah, there goes Riot. Thank you very much, Riot. Appreciate it. Look at this. I got out because I had to be done. And wherever it is. Yeah, look at this. We're getting up to 280 now. Running up to 280. Son of a gun. That's what I was waiting for, because I did it once before. I was waiting for a second run up to 280. And then bail on it would have been better. I mean, I broke even, so I didn't lose any money. But look at this. Now we're up to 282. Son of a gun. Incredible. Anyway. But it was there. I was just off by a couple of minutes. I was off by 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 3 minutes I was off by. But yeah, so where'd it go? Where is it? No, not that. Not even a little bit. Okay. So, see, it's hugging this line. It's definitely respecting that line for sure. Now, this is one of those moments as a trader where you can't really predict. You can look at things, but sometimes, and you can put yourself in the best position possible. But sometimes it just comes down to a roll of the dice. And, when it gets to this area, is it going to surge up? Or is it going to fall? I'd be surprised if it didn't do either. If it just kind of consolidated here, I'd be really surprised. Yeah, that could be one of the possibilities too. But this is the area where you just have to make a decision. I would have to say at the moment, if you're going just purely by candlestick patterns, it's got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. Then if we go 4 or 5, technically, is where it would normally make a move back up. 1, 2, 3. It's not completed the 3 yet, though. So, but sometimes you get a little pop on 3, but 4 or 5 is where you usually get the best pop coming back. So, keep that in mind. 1, 2. Oh, wait, hold on. 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute. 3, 4. I'm sorry, I missed that one. So it hasn't completed the 4 yet. So this might be a good spot. Oh, yeah. Look at Riot now. Riot's getting up to where I thought it would get out. The high 280s, low 290s to get out on. All right. That's enough for me. I've had it. Yep, I gotta make it's a wrap here. So, be back at it again tomorrow. Hopefully for a little longer, and hopefully with better selections of that the market will give us to trade. Because today's selections were horrible. But Kay Kennedy, good seeing you back here again, my friend. And We're going to try and get this thing rolling day after day after day after day now. All right. So you have yourself a great day. I hope everything about it is wonderful. And there's nothing in today that you can look back on and go, oh, man, that's horrible. I want you to look back on today and say, this is a great day. It's a great day for me. Great day for my loved ones. All right? That's the way it needs to be. Oh, by the way, SCKT looks like it's finishing its fourth move. So anyway, but there we go. But you have a wonderful time, wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.